What are you looking for? If you have taken my class in 7th grade, whether now or in the past at Holy Cross, you will know this question very well because it's often the theme of our year. What are you looking for? Now, I would have them answer this question, but the last time I threatened to ask them to answer during the homily, I actually heard one of them hid under the pew so that I wouldn't call on them. So I'm not going to call them out in the middle of the homily. No, I will answer it for them. They know that the theme of the year, what are you looking for? The answer to that question is happiness. And you might think, what are you teaching them, Father Giardini? What are they looking for? Happiness? Well, think about it. Everything that we seek after and desire, we seek after and desire because we believe it's going to make us happy, whether temporarily or a more consistent, stable happiness. Think about it. Even if you're trying to be sad, you're trying to be sad because it's going to make you content to be sad. So no matter what you do, no matter what you seek, you're doing so because it will make you happy. This is what you and I are looking for, and really what the Magi were looking for. As they're pursuing the star, yes, they're looking, as they said, for the newborn king. These people who were not of the faith of the Jewish people. But yet, isn't it striking that even though they do not share the same faith, they are looking for this newborn king because of this belief that if we find this newborn king that has been talked about, we'll find happiness. And so they go looking for him. And so today, we don't necessarily celebrate the Magi. We don't call today the Feast of the Magi. We call today the Feast of the Epiphany. Epiphany means manifestation. Manifestation. And so Epiphany is a manifestation of God. And so today we celebrate the fact that our happiness has made himself known. Yes, as much as we try and reach after, humanity tries to reach after happiness, as often is not successful. No, we celebrate today that happiness has made itself known to us. Yes, Christ has made, who is the source of happiness. Really, I would be corrected by my students because they say, no, you said the source of the happiness is the Blessed Trinity. We have to be more specific, Father. True. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, this communion of love is our source of happiness. And God so much wanted us to be happy. Even when we separated ourselves through sin, through our own pride, through our own trying to be gods and self-reliant, no, God still is merciful and he reaches out. Prophets and kings and patriarchs, men and women, trying to reach out through them. And then he decided, no, I will reach out to them through happiness himself, through God, through Jesus. And so we celebrate today that often a God who seems so mysterious, so unreachable, has made himself tangible, has made himself flesh, who uses our own words, who uses our own expressions, our own emotions. He's made himself known. And so on our part, we have to ask ourselves the question, you and I have to ask ourselves, what are we looking for? And we often find ourselves in three categories. We may find ourselves as King Herod and his inner circle, who are not really looking. Think about it. They had all the information on the source of happiness. And yet they're not only caught off guard by these magi coming in talking about the newborn king of the Jews, not only that, they're terrified. They're afraid. And so they try and seek out information so to get rid, because they're afraid of what will happen to their lives. And so some of us here might be in a state of not really looking. We're so content with our lives with the happiness that we have now, that we're not really seeking out the true source of happiness. And we're even might be afraid of what will happen if we do seek him out. We have to ask for courage. Courage and the desire to be like the Magi and to step forward looking and really analyzing what we consider that makes us happy and where it comes from. Which leads us, you might be part of the Magi who are seeking out the star, but maybe a little bit of a stargazer. Caught up in, because it says they took great joy at the star. But that's not even the source of joy itself. It was leading them to the joy. So if you're part of the Magi who are seeking out, but might be a little bit too attached to our other little sources of happiness, we need to pray for a source of detachment. To be able to take a step back. What do I love in life? And is it getting in the way of me seeking Jesus, the source of happiness? Is it getting in the way of me trying to pray or trying to get to know my faith more through the scriptures and through the teachings of the church, which guide us to that source of happiness? The church that is the star that leads us to the manger. Or we might find ourselves in the final camp with Mary and Joseph. Mary and Joseph, who have the source of happiness in their arms and taking great delight, but now it's time to share the treasure and not be afraid to do so. All the many strangers that came into that manger in such a vulnerable point in their life. They just had their firstborn child, and for anyone who has a child, especially their firstborn child, it's a lot of nervousness and a lot of fear because something's so precious and they want to protect it. But no, they rather give him away to those who come and visit. So much so, if you are in that camp, you need to learn and ask for the grace to spread the good news. To spread the reason why you see Jesus as the source of your happiness. Why you see God as the true source. So that others may be like the Magi and try and seek him out. And so will be able to draw here in this place. Why here? Because once again, we will see God manifesting the source of happiness to us. Himself, body, blood, soul, and divinity in the Eucharist. You receive Jesus, and you make your soul a manger. And if, like I said, if you've had my class, you'll come to realize that we come to know the Blessed Trinity through Jesus, through the star of the church, and in the church we receive the source of happiness through the sacraments. So every Sunday, in fact, every day you can receive the source of happiness here. Seek him out. Ask for the grace to seek him out so that you may realize what you are truly looking for, happiness. And you'll find your happiness in him and leave these pews, this church, and share him with the rest of the world.